IAN SVENONIUS, icona della controcultura e colonna portante dell'underground statunitense di Washington, è nato a Chicago in un profetico 1968 e ancora oggi rimane uno degli agitatori più imprevedibili degli ultimi 40 anni. Un dandy dei bassifondi che, lontano dai riflettori non solo del mainstream, ma anche della controcultura più blasonata, da lui ripudiata a beneficio di una meno allineata sottocultura, ha attraversato la fine del millennio, dispensando una specifica attitudine politica ed esistenziale, votata ad una provocazione a tutto campo, declinata in termini fortemente sarcastici e teatrali. Se i contenuti dei suoi proclami, traboccanti dai testi delle sue canzoni e dei suoi libri, rasentano spesso un'ortodossia obliqua in cui confluiscono marxismo, situazionismo, schegge anarcoidi e scampoli di avanguardie storiche, la forma con cui vengono declamati ricorda più le sceneggiate grottesche dei Pereubu o i sermoni apocalittici dei birthday party del primo Nick Cave. Tanto colto quanto anti-intellettualistico, il suo approccio coniuga un sofisticato immaginario brigatista con un'attitudine selvaggia che si riallaccia alle forme musicali più brade, dal rock di Detroit al free jazz. Al resto provvede la sua voce, sgraziata come le grida di un politicante da strada o di un predicatore da strapazzo, ma efficace come la mira di un cecchino.
No, I like 2023 in the north of Italy. That's what I prefer. When you play, when people talk about their past, it's very much influenced by the present. So it tends to be a little dishonest. That's why the memoir, to me, is a very suspicious format. Because people talking about their past, it's always tailored for the present. The sensibilities of the present, because we can't even comprehend the sensibilities of the past even 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. The things that we thought were, you know, important are, you know, or whatever, you know, you understand what I'm saying. And also, it's very, you know, because when you're young, things go very fast. So, you know, 1 month you like Einstein about, the next month you like Let's Active, you know, or you're into Void, you're listening to Void and DRI, you know. So, but I would say the music that I liked as a young person, yeah, is like, you know, English punk and a lot of post-punk from the USA and a lot of, you know, Jamaican ska music and mod music, you know, just 60s, the same stuff I like now. Thank you.
Nel 1988 fonda insieme al fratello di Brendan Canty, dei Fugazi, i Nation of Ulysses. Più che di una band tradizionale si tratta di un autentico collettivo sovversivo. Addirittura un partito politico, secondo l'iperbolico lessico di Svenonius, studiato a tavolino per destabilizzare l'establishment artistico e sociale, incidendo dischi come fossero armi, per usare le sue parole. La parabola dei Nation of Ulysses si spegne per dare alla luce, verso la metà degli anni 90, un nuovo progetto musicale di cui Svenonius rimane il leader. Signore e signori, ecco a voi i Make Up, autori di una scaltra miscela di garage soul, che vuole dare forma a un nuovo sedicente sottogenere, tanto ruffiano quanto originale, ribattezzato Gospel Yeah Yeah, in aperta contrapposizione al paradigma macista, borghese e capitalista del rock and roll o della musica pop da classifica.
So when we were making the Makeup, the group The Makeup, we wanted to make music that wasn't a pop format that was just this kind of ad lib music that included the audience, like gospel music. And you know, the songs are all kind of sermons, you know, so you're talking extemporaneously with the people, you're talking and making things up, and then the audience is kind of a chorus. So it was about free form music. We were stealing the form, or taking inspiration from gospel, black gospel, because gospel music was anti-commercial. It wasn't part of the pop world. So like Sam Cooke, when Sam Cooke went pop, he was gospel singer, he went pop. It was like, that was like when Dylan went electric. It's very similar idea. Oh, he's going the commercial route instead of, because there was subculture that was anti-star, you know, it was anti-star.
Some people call it for love. Yeah, they want somebody to hold. I just hold the steering wheel real tight while the automobile looks the road. I think it's like gold. Like gold. Some people go to church. Yeah, they want to stay with their soul.
Archiviata anche quest'ultima esperienza, Ian si dedica per qualche tempo ad altre attività collaterali, in primis quella di saggista. Il suo libro più noto è infatti Censura subito del 2015, in cui l'autore si scaglia contro la tanta osannata libertà creativa dell'era digitale, che avrebbe dato vita a un ambiente tossico, un esperimento pornografico di controllo mentale. Quando la rete sarà messa da parte, come è successo ai videoregistratori, ai drive-in e ai giradischi, le persone potranno tornare a parlare e a frequentarsi, sostiene con la consueta veemenza.
Now people have the benefit of this internet machine where everybody has the most obscure references. Before it used to be this kind of archaeology, you really had to dig to find things. Now people start with the most obscure. You know what I mean? You know, you learn, there was the monolith, like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and then you learned about the roots. But now you start at the roots. Now you start at the most rare record, you know what I mean? So the sensibility about music is really necessarily completely different. Because it used to be, there was a North Star, something that was a kind of institution, like let's say the Rolling Stones or the Beatles. So you could reject that and say no, and then you could rebel, you could become a witch. But now everything's kind of there's so many, I don't know, now you don't start with the institution, you start with this strange variant. Does that make any sense? Like let's say, once upon a time, you start with whatever the big thing is, the monoculture, the kind of monoculture. So then subculture was a rebellion against this, or subculture was an alternative idea. But in the digital paradigm, there's almost no way for a subculture to establish itself. You know, the people listen to the scientists just as, if you're into music, you listen to scientists, it's just as likely that you like the scientists as you like the Beatles, They're almost the same thing now. Does that make any sense? Yeah. It's like subculture almost can't exist in the digital world, and that's why we have to destroy the digital monolith. The digital monolith is a kind of like thing that takes all our ability to create community away from us, right? But if everybody's on TikTok, then everybody has the same sensibility. It's a homogenizing agent. It's an agent for total conformity. Do you know what I mean? The festival, that's a great example of the fact that subculture can't exist in the digital world, because the festival accommodates everything, and it makes it all the same. So now the Lime Spiders are the same as Taylor Swift. Do you know what I mean? It's all the same shit. Rock and roll used to be the opposite of art. Art was about a curator who designates worth, value, and this kind of money laundering shit but rock and roll was the people's art. But now the festival is kind of a curator art gallery. So that's also perverted rock and roll, because the festivals are designating value for the groups. Do you know what I mean? So only the festival groups have value, the other groups are nothing. That's just like art. That's the opposite of what rock and roll is supposed to be. That was the people's power. Now the people have no power because of this festival shit. Because they have all the money, and the groups need the festival to survive. So they have to kind of beg the curator, the gallery system, to be part of the gallery system. And to do that, you have to have no ideology. You have to have no ideology. In the 80s, a group could say the most outrageous thing, and that would maybe be interesting to the subculture. So you could be like horrible and nasty, you could be einstürzend and about and be disgusting, you know, or whatever. But now you have to be nice and say like, oh, like, you know, we believe in science or whatever bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
I was born with a woman's intuition, even though I'm just a man. Come on! Born with a woman's intuition, even though I'm just a man. Come on, sing it. I'm just a man. Born with a woman's intuition, even though I'm just a man. Yeah! I'm just a man. I understand the cycle of the moon, the earth, the sun, the sea, and the sand. I was born with a woman's intuition, even though I'm just a man. Oh no!
I'm excited for a future, a post-digital future. A future where we can liberate ourselves from this cancer of digital technology, from the neoliberal control state, the libertarian Silicon Valley construct, which for all of its positive attributes, the fact that we can talk together, also has very sinister aspects. One of which is, you know, turning people into commodities.
The earth, the sun, the sea, and the sand. I was born with a woman's intuition, even though I'm just a man. Oh no!
Il richiamo del palco però è forte e un paio di anni dopo ecco emergere la più recente reincarnazione del nostro eroe, nelle vesti di un crooner solista o quasi. Viene infatti accompagnato dal basso di Sandy Sideways, con un progetto che prende il nome di Escape Ism, da un brano del padrino del soul, James Brown. Un minimalismo che ricorda i Suicide, tratteggiato da suoni sintetici, profondi e sensuali, che seguono la stessa linea della voce di Svenonius, quel misto di predicazione e seduzione, sacralità e peccato, denuncia e redenzione, che sono il marchio di fabbrica di questo genio schizoide della musica alternativa.
To the Italian people, I'd like to say thank you for pledging loyalty to escapism and only escapism. Thank you for denouncing all other institutions, all other religions, all other music groups, and all other passions. Thank you for being exclusively dedicated to escapism. Thank you.
Yeah. This is a protest song. Sandy D on the bass guitar. We're a protest group. Let me hear you say yeah.
Yeah. We should probably sound check though.